Greetings, community. I'm Kevin from 1-2 Comic Talk, and with me today I have Christy Shin
Hello.
of Horror Studios and JB of Discovery Bay Comics. Thanks,
How you
JB,
doing?
for
How you
hanging out
doing?
with us.
I don't know if I'm here for comedy relief or no. I'm out of my element today, but I am going to do my best.
No, this is cool. This is
Thanks for having
great.
me.
You know, JB, one of the things that I remember that one of the first conversations that we had is that you were asking me about some of the people I speak with, some of the artists, creators that I get to hang out with. You've noticed that even behind me, I got a couple of indie books, and you're talking to me about that because you're saying that you don't really get to be exposed with certain amount of indie stuff.
Exactly.
So that's one of the reasons why I love the fact that you're here with me today. So one of the first things I'd love to be able to do is bring on an individual named Rose. Now she's doing some unique stuff, and Christy knows more about that than I do. So I'm gonna first bring on Rose.
Hey everyone.
And Rose,
Hey, what's up?
say hi to the community.
Hi, Rose.
Hey, I'm the artist Rose.
The artist Rose. I like it.
Let me go find your website. You have a website?
Yeah.
You have a website, or is it just your Facebook?
I haven't updated my website, so I just use Facebook and
Facebook is good.
All right, let me go.
Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram also.
Absolutely, Instagram for sure.
Sorry, my nose is fucking itchy.
Well, thanks for joining us. This is great. Kevin,
Thank you for having me.
tell us about Rose. What do you know about Rose?
She's very. Or is she asking her or me? Sorry.
No, Christy, go ahead. Someone tell me about Rose before I ask her.
Well, we met on
That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, we met on this group. I think it was the AFP Patreon land, and I think you were a moderator or something. I couldn't remember if you were a moderator. I know you were.
One of those artist groups.
Oh, okay.
I think likes.
Yeah, and then she would show me stuff, and we have both like really fucked up senses of humor. So
Nice.
we love both cooking. So she showed me some cookies that she'd made, and she actually got banned from a group because what it is that like she put sugar cookies, and it said on icing fat, fuck, fat, and I was laughing. And she said, "Yeah, I got kicked out of a group for that." We're laughing so hard.
Well, you know.
Because like none of us are.
So how did you guys end up meeting? And now, do you both know, meaning Christy and Rose? Do you both know Kristen?
I knew Kristen, and then I did the lunch hour with Kristen to help promote her current. Well, now it's successfully funded the Empties Kickstarter. I don't know what name it's exactly now. It's kind of a amorphous thing. You could talk to her about that. But what ended up happening is that we were showing that out and everything, and Rose and her were talking through lunch hour, and they both like found out they hated fish. Like,
Yeah,
a phobia.
fish phobia.
Yeah. So this phobia turned into a bonding moment for both of them. So now they comment.
Well, let's do that. Let's go ahead and bring in Kristen. So Kristen's another artist creator, and like you said, she's working on a thing. And now you made mentions of the Empties. Now I don't know if there's a lot of Walking Dead fans out there or people that keep up, but there was recently an episode that dropped that had some direct conflict with what's going on with some of the stuff that's going on with Christy. Now I'm not going to go ahead and get into that. What I'm going to allow is, Kristen, if you can go ahead and elaborate on that for us, please.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm the creator of a comic book that was called The Empties for the last 5 years. Okay. So it's a slightly sore subject, but not too much. The Walking Dead. No worries. Like, I've been going through this with the Kickstarter campaign. It was this crazy, like, soul searching thing. I had to, like, in the middle of the campaign be like, hey guys, I think the title needs to change. I was just feeling this. I had this major anxiety, and I'm going through the campaign. I don't know why right now, but I'm like, I have to change the title. The Empties is just not working for me right now. And I know I've had this title for so long. So I actually announced this to all of my Kickstarter backers in the middle of the campaign. I was like, okay, I have to go with a change in title. And I was very concerned that I'm going to lose people because I have been building an audience for my story for a couple of years now with this title, The Empties. And I was like, I have to change it. So I announce I'm going to change it, and I go through a huge title search with a whole bunch of people's input, and we come up with the title The Empties with a subtitle Man Eater, and I was like, that's going to be really cool. That solves all my problems. And then someone hit me up, and they're like, did you know that The Walking Dead is doing a new season that's premiering in April, and they're going to start calling all of their zombies Empties? And I was like, no, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Holy.
I saw that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
Kristen,
no
I've been
clue.
following this, and this is both good and bad for you because
Yeah,
you know, I mean, you can capitalize it in your own way, but unfortunately, this causes more grief than you needed.
it did.
And
it did.
Rose, I mean, when did you know about this too, Rose? Did you know that the conflict that Kristen was dealing with and her? Because I know that her Kickstarter was doing really well and she was ready to launch. But I'm not certain if you knew that what she was dealing with.
I bought one of her books through the Kickstarter, and I don't follow The Walking Dead, so I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Rose joined the camp. You've been great, Rose. Thank you for all the support and helping me get that out there. I'm so glad we found each other, bonded over fish hatred. Oh.
Now I'm going to imagine one of you will have a fucking tattoo saying fish hatred, like in the stupid
right.
fish.
I could do that.
Fish hatred. Fishism. Fish racism. There you go.
It's good.
Now, Rose,
but
what are you working on right now?
I do indie comics. I like the indie zines, and I've been in a few zines, but I have my own old school sketchbook. I don't do anything on the tablet. And
Ooh.
I do these comics, and I'm thinking of doing eventually a Kickstarter after everything is, blown over with everything that's going on about spiders.
Spiders. Mm.
Okay.
Quick. Excuse me.
That sounds interesting. Now, I saw just a couple pieces that you're working on, but nothing. I haven't seen anything extensive, you know what I mean? But what I did see, I was like, wow, this almost looks like something that you and Christy could collaborate on as far as work in the future.
Yeah.
I can actually see you guys working together.
The artist.
Now, Kristen, I saw you mostly got your Kickstarter stuff already. You're just working on some logistics right now, but how soon do you think you'll be able to launch your next upcoming project title?
Well, actually, we just funded. My campaign ended on March 19th, which feels like a long time ago. I guess that's like a day ago, 2 days ago on Thursday. So we're funded, and now I'm prepping for all of the fulfillment stages. So I'm in kind of a whirlwind of, business management, figuring out what pieces need to get finished up, and collecting different people's information for fulfilling it. So yeah, I'm super excited that it's over, because man, I did not think when I started this Kickstarter campaign for my horror pandemic zombie story that it was going to face a real life pandemic, and that was very terrifying to have the campaign live during this whole process.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's done. I wouldn't want to do it again in this time. Oh,
that's just like surreal.
Yeah, it is.
So really quick, I kind of heard that did we collaborate together? We actually did a few times. She did Rose and I.
Oh.
Yeah.
So okay. I apologize. I had to run to the restroom. I'm sorry about that. I was like, nature calls.
Yeah,
this is the newest Demon Bitch book. She's just done fan art for it. So it's like, but it's really disgusting.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's ready to go.
Yeah, she's riding the goat, but she put all this effluvia on it. Let's leave it because I saw an innocent little child in the background. So I don't want
Sorry. Oh no. Sorry, let me stop my cam here.
Yeah.
Go.
But yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, so like she's in all the demon. Actually, I have all the demon bitch books here. So like this next one, I think she was even for the very first one. And
oh really?
I did the last 2 Kickstarters that you've done. Yeah.
Woo!
Love it. Okay.
And then I think she's in the first.
Yeah,
one.
I got that issue.
I think
In
it was.
fact, what I'll probably end up doing is when I next see you, I'll probably pick all this stuff up from you, and then we'll start doing some giveaways and start getting some of this stuff out to people.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't think I knew her at the time when I did the book. I'm trying to remember. Oh,
now,
no.
I was just thinking right now, there's like JB, he has a thing he calls a pop-up shop, and there's other individuals out there that also sell books. This might be another way that you guys
do
can
sketch covers.
Promote yourself by dropping books off to people like JB.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? And say, hey, look, I'm more willing to work out a deal to promote. You can read some stuff. You can get the community out there reading stuff or seeing my stuff. And I think that down the road, we might be able to work something out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. Or, I do a late night talk show every once in a while where, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, when we've all had a few cocktails and we're feeling nice and, and if you ever want to come on and meet some other members of the comic book community, I'm sure, they would love some of the work that you've done. Kristen, first, I don't want to take over this guy's show, and I feel so out of place, but congratulations on your Kickstarter. Thank
you.
Fantastic. And it kind of gives you kind of goosebumps anytime you hear somebody that did it. And doing it is doing it, putting it out there and doing it. And you did it. So congratulations. I didn't.
Thank you.
I like the storyline. I bummed on that you had to change the title and everything. But where exactly, is there a link somewhere that we're going to have up where we can get to that Kickstarter? Can you still get this book?
You could still get this book. The Kickstarter has ended, so you can't get it on Kickstarter. But actually, I have the first. The graphic novel I just funded is like 150 pages, the complete story. But I have a 32-page comic book, which is the first one that you can get at freehorrorcomic.com/empties. So that will subscribe you to my newsletter, and with my newsletter, you can reach out to me, and I can add you to one of the tiers if you want to purchase the graphic novel. It was $30 on the campaign. So, I definitely will have lots of copies of that. We're, just waiting for funding and then print it up.
That's fantastic. Well, I'll be sure to go over there and check out the freehorrorcomic.com/empties.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. And Rose, I was just checking out some of your work both on Facebook and Instagram.
I have a lot of food on there also because
food is good. Food is always a very cool subject and topic over here in this house, man. We love us some food. I love the dessert selection you've got going there. Anyway,
I can bake up the storm.
Thanks for joining us on the panel today, for sure.
Your vegan stuff makes me want to be vegan. Sorry. Those pictures, I'm like, man, being vegan doesn't look so bad anymore. I'm tempted. This looks so good.
Well, it's funny, like I'm not vegan.
Fat vegans exist. Hence the fat cookies.
Yeah.
You should have that as a website, Rose. Like, seriously, fat vegans exist.
Now, I started as a fine artist, but then I went to independent comics because, I grew up in Brooklyn, but I also like the punk scene and all the independent, you would find these zines just laying in stores and you would pick them up and read them. Sure. And even if I didn't understand them, I just loved all the artwork. Here's some of my
let's get her.
Artwork.
Now you were mentioning a spider theme, right?
Yeah.
You got tons of spiders, though, right? Like, how many spiders you got?
I lost count. I used to have about 33 or so. 33 tarantulas.
Wait, you had 33 tarantulas in your house, or that you drew?
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
What? For real?
All
Well,
right.
my husband, he used to have a tarantula, but I wouldn't do that. What's your
biggest
obsession with
tarantula
spiders?
was the size of my hand.
What?
Wow.
I named her Ellen Ripley after Aliens.
Nice.
There we go.
Unfortunately, she passed away during a bad mold.
Yeah,
Aw.
she was telling me stories about her tarantulas. Like she said, "Oh yeah, mine was like horny and tapping all the time."
Ellen Ripley, yeah. She would tap it was like a drum.
Hey, community, you got to admit, this is not conversation you normally get.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, but it's like this. I'm not vegan myself, but I will trade recipes with her because it's like fuck it, you know.
And I veganize like everything.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like this is good. You should try it, and then like you'll try this. Hey, Discovery Bay Comics, what's up? Let me write down. Hello.
I'm right here.
Oh,
Next
that's
to you.
you.
That's
Okay.
me. Hello.
It
Me.
just says JB. I had no
I
idea.
know. I'm JB, you know.
Oh, I see.
Discovery Bay. That's right.
Man.
California. We're on I don't know. I guess everybody is, right? I mean, I'm in shelter in place, right? Everybody's in shelter in place out here.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
Yeah, right
you know,
now.
yeah, you still got the kids going in the backyard and the neighbors and stuff, and the court's still good, but we're pretty much just kind of staying home for a while, a couple weeks. Kids were out anyway, so it's like a, I don't know, coincidence, I guess. They were out of school for break anyway. I had them anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of did this thing like today. I actually go for a walk. Like every few days, I go for a walk for exercise because in LA here, I don't know where it's the same for you, Kristen. I know like in LA proper, like I'm in another area, but it's like I kind of look for LA, but it's like how our shelter in place is that you can go out and exercise a bit, but just like don't be around big throngs of people. Like just only go out also if you need to get something. So what I'll do is I'll feel like Joel from The Last of Us. And I'll fucking put on the Demon Bitch hoodie and just like go out and for a walk. Like, all right, so what markets have what shit, what's out, you know? I mean, I'm fine for now, but I kind of do it sort of also for my friends because like at least I can go out and say, or if let's I want something or need something like, okay, this is this much for this price. This is here, that's there, they're out of this, they're out of that. And you know, how I got to help a person is one guy like drove out from like one big, I think like south of LA or something. He kind of said it. I was on the phone with my friend. I said, do you know where there I can get eggs? And he says, well, Vaughn's is there and John's has a line. I said, well, try the markets around here and see. I think there's some markets around here. And I said, oh yeah, if you go to La Crescenta, you can go to like all the Korean shit or something. And he said, oh, thank you. You know, he was like so happy. And you just do that little thing for
Yeah.
Tell them
Yeah, I've had a lot of luck with the small markets. I have a couple near my place. I'm in North Hollywood, so not too far. But yeah, the small markets have been the lifesavers. You know, I'm like, wow, eggs, milk, everything, toilet paper, even. Holy cow!
Yeah, it's like I mean, I know it's hard for some people, but there's some people that I've run into that are like, I can't find anything. I can't find anything for this and this and this. And it's not like I'm mocking the actual people that are having a hard time, like the elderly or something. But there are some people I'm like, okay, you know, I just went to a fucking 7-Eleven. That's all you need to do, G, you know?
Yeah.
And you see, I don't have to worry about eggs because I'm vegan.
Yep.
There you go.
Screw you. Yeah, we're all worried about our meat and eggs and milk, and you're like, I'm
You know.
good, veggies.
I'll be honest with you. I was at my grocery store and the place was pretty much wiped out of everything. You know, the last loaf of bread the other day. It was the only thing I bought because there wasn't anything there. But when I first went on the hunt, when I was like, okay, we need to start getting a few things. It looks like we're going to run out of some stuff. There was no bacon. There was one style of bacon and 4 packages of it, and the whole section was empty. And I looked around and I said, oh my God.
What area do you live in,
I
JB?
took that in Discovery Bay, California.
Where is that? Is that near the north?
It's Tracy, California, near Tracy. I would say it's in between San Francisco and Sacramento, basically halfway between.
Yeah, because like where I live, it's like there's a lot of Armenians, so it's like I got 4 kinds of bacon. And we're like, oh fuck yeah.
There's no bacon, and I felt bad. I'm like, you know what? There's only 4 packages left, but I'm gonna eat one package tomorrow. You know, when will I see bacon again? I'm taking them all. It's only 4. You know, come on. Anyway,
I have to admit, we kind of have an advantage us being comic collectors because we're always on the hunt for something. We just had to shift our gear to what it was.
I mean, is social distancing? That's kind of what I do. I go live 3 times a day on YouTube, so I'm in this studio. I've kind of distanced myself. You know,
us as comic collectors, we don't have to worry about toilet paper.
Yeah, I got plenty of Liefeld books over here to work on. You know, there's a lot of 90s TP over here.
You got 2 of these books, right, Rose? All they need to do is buy my book, and that's it. Because they wipe their ass with it.
There you go.
It's also good to leave in the bathroom for reading.
Oh yeah, I'll read this out in crapper.
Seeing around the country all these people that are using the flushable wipes and it's jacking up their systems, and especially in Texas, it's like it's not. They no, they're not. Who told you they were flushable? The can? No, you can't use that shit in here.
I used to take care
of
people's stuff,
and I know for sure you can't flush.
You can't flush those things. Hey, there he is, Big H. Howard.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
To studio. How you doing, man? Nice to
Good,
see
man.
you. You did some great work. Your Instagram post.
I'd love you to introduce
on Instagram. Yeah,
Hi,
killing
everybody.
the Instagram post the other day with the with those covers, right? Let me see. 30, no, Tats by H. That's it. Tats by H.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Now, hey, how are you faring in all this? Now, let me say, if I may address everyone. Now, everyone basically here, other than myself, I don't know about JB's limitations, but they're artists and or creators. Now, 36, he does some custom art. He does commission. He's also very known for his tattoo work. Christy, she creates and writes and does her own art. And Kristen, same. And Rose, she loves doing her art and putting it out there, and also is an artist in her own cooking. Now, these are the whole idea behind the show. 1 is we're all having tough times, and 2, we're trying to support one another. And, I know 36, you're normally working right now. And the only reason why I assume that you have time for us is because you're not working right now.
Yes, sir. They shut us down 2 days ago.
I heard about that in general. Not from you, but I heard about it in general.
So, hey, if community, if you don't know him,
I'm trying to share my screen.
He's over on IG. Oh, cool. Yeah. This guy right there.
Right here. So
and he does great work.
This is his page, Tats by H. Tats by H. And give you an example, he does a lot of great sketch covers. I have a few on my wall, which I'll show you after this run, but he just put this post up, and this is fantastic. He's selling these right now for $50 each shipped. And he's also taking commissions at this time because he's at home, right? I'm sure that the artists on the panel also were probably open for commission, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you. But this is an example of some of his work, and it is absolutely fantastic. Check these out, comic book peeps. Oh, man. Good stuff.
That's killer.
That is great. And there's a lot of other great work on the page here. Here's a nice little tattoo. So check him out at Tats by H.
Okay. I'm going to go and look on that.
That's killer.
Cool. Now, if you look here, I think this one here, this Wolverine, that Wolverine is an original, and it's in an original DGC slab. But this is also Howard 36 Chambers Tattoo Studio original piece, and it's in a DGC slab.
Fuck yeah!
Wow, cool.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have an idea for a
tattoo. Again, this is what the show's about. You guys promote yourselves.
She got a tattoo idea. I want to hear it.
All right. This is for Rose and Kristen, but I drew this.
Okay.
No, I'm not putting any fish on my body, man.
No fish?
It's a living fish.
It should be like a picture of a vegetable or something. It will be like fish hater, but not with a picture of a fish. Like, why would I put a fish on my body?
Irony.
irony. The irony. It's the irony of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I usually have a parade in August about mermaids and Coney Island and stuff, because I'm from Brooklyn and I go to Coney Island all the time. Right now I can't go there because of the restrictions. I mean, I could, but there's nothing there. So I love mermaids, I love fish, I love sharks, I love octopus. I just don't eat that stuff. It grosses me out.
I just don't eat any of that, huh?
Right.
That's fair. I like looking at them. It kind of scares me if I'm looking at like a big aquarium with fish. I definitely don't like eating them, but they're pretty in a weird, creepy alien way. So as long as I don't have to touch the fish.
Oh, you don't want to go to Monterey.
A Nemo theme. Fish.
Exactly.
You don't want to go to Monterey Bay Aquarium. They got big aquariums. I think they have the one where it's like you can actually walk underneath the aquarium because it like kind of goes over you. Hey, two brothers, and you walk in, and then there's these great whites like swimming right over you or something like that. I forget if that's the same one.
In the New York Aquarium.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's like one that you can walk through like a tunnel, and there's like all these fish swimming over you. So you probably be like,
yeah.
My uncle actually.
Morro Bay has the same thing. Oh, you Discovery.
What's that?
My uncle.
Yeah, that aquarium up there by you that has the same thing. That Morro Bay, where they have that.
Yeah, we got the Monterey Bay.
Oh yeah, Monterey.
I thought it was Monterey Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
And they actually it's not bad, but the San Francisco, I know it's a little touristy, but that Pier 39 one's kind of cool. I know it's a touristy trap, but that Pier 39.
No one there.
I used to remember a time when I could feed the sea lions at Pier 39. So when they say, "Oh, my child almost got dragged into the water by one," I'm like, "What?" I was a little kid. I fed those fucking things.
Oh yeah, that's the attraction. They were the attraction over there, man.
Like,
People were going out there to go see them.
I remember going up straight up to them, like as a kid. My mom was with me, and we just fed them like this.
I got a question. Do you remember the Bushman?
What's the Bushman? I'm trying to remember.
There was a big area down Pier 39 where it's Fisherman's Wharf right there, where people are walking, and he'd hide behind a bush, and you'd see crowds of people that are watching him set up, and he's setting up, and across the street there's this crowd of people, and somebody would be walking, and he's sitting there in the bush, and you need to shake the bush and scare the hell out of him, and everybody
saw that a few times.
would just be laughing their ass off and having a great time with it, and then he'd go around and collect tips, and then he'd go set up again, and everybody, oh, here he goes again, and you'd notice, and if you're walking down the street and you look over and everybody's crowded, then you go, oh, dude, Bushman's up over here. Hold on, here he is. He's up over here. You can see the crowds.
I didn't get to see that.
Never even heard of it.
Fun.
Oh, that was fucking funny. No, I just
you,
remember.
JB?
What's that?
Sure, it wasn't you.
No, I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was a kid, man, watching him. He's my dad. Oh, there he is.
Right. Well, the thing is that like I'm trying to remember. There was this one. No, I just remember like feeding those things, and they said, you shouldn't feed those. They'd be used to people. It's like now they snatch like little kids off the fucking pier.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos like that.
Yeah,
They come up and grab the kids and pull them in.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, they didn't fuck with me. They were just like irk, like irk, and then like my cat, and I just like throw them fish or something. They were huge. Like the male was like fucking tall as the ceiling. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So I think I even remember petting a Komodo dragon at the San Francisco Natural History Museum. And I was remembering, and he was missing fingers and toes. Like it'd been healed up, but you could see they would still be pink from scarring and everything. And I'm petting him. I was like, oh, what is this? He says, oh, he's a Komodo dragon. Oh, that's cool. How come he doesn't have any like fingers and toes? Oh, he got into a fight with another one. I'm like, oh, okay. And then like much later on when I'm an adult, I find out how dangerous these things are.
I actually have a Savannah monitor, and he's 3 feet from head to tail.
Yeah. It was weird. I think this thing wasn't that big. He was like about 3 to 4 feet. And it was amazing. Like
That's big.
Yeah, like it was like they were pretty big, but I think he was a pretty young one. But there was another one, like I remember like the first time I've ever seen a big boa constrictor, like a huge one, right? And they took it out of this fucking like bed sheet, and they said, "Oh yeah, we're taking it out," and then they found it totally shit itself, and they're like, "Well, where to put it back in?" I don't know. It's like I remember a time when animals were fucking real. Like I was a kid, I was walking around in there, and then we were on a field trip, I think, and then I saw this mouse in there, and it was all fucked up because I guess like they would give them feeder mice. And then like later on, it was in a poisonous snake. I think it was a rattlesnake, and they went and it just like twisted around and ate him. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I'm like the worst person ever, but it was just like seeing
Discovery Channel in real life.
Yeah, there's definitely
Yeah,
Christy knows this, but I have snakes also.
Oh yeah, she does.
That's
Hey,
cool.
Oh, really cool.
I'm his newest subscriber right there.
There you go.
Right, no, Stanaballs. I just subscribed to his channel this morning. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. He opened up a
I have a
mystery
question,
box.
for the other artists on the panel. Now, in this times like these where you're kind of limited on resources, have you guys been finding yourselves wanting to try different mediums? Because I definitely have been like stir crazy for the past 2 days, and I've been breaking out the spray paint cans and
Ooh, spray paint cans.
Nice.
I haven't had time yet to be stir crazy. My Kickstarter campaign just ended Thursday, so I've been like on hyper overdrive. I'm like, man, slow down, life. I need to grocery shop. I need to pandemic plan. I need to Kickstarter fund, and I need to work from home. What is going on? So I'm looking forward to going a bit stir crazy, but right now my life's just winding down. So I haven't had time to figure out new fun things to entertain myself with yet.
I kind of cosplay as Joel from The Last of Us. I was talking about that earlier. If I needed to go out for a walk, I don't know where you're at, but in the LA area, they just do the safer at home. So as long as I stay away like 6 feet away from people, I can go out on a walk.
Yeah.
I don't do it that often, but every few days, it's like some people say, day one of my incarceration. I'm not okay with it. I'm like upset.
I know.
I watched all my Netflix movies. I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, I mean, I just draw. I draw stuff. I do lunch hour per day.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like if it gets really bad, I go stretch my legs and I just act like Joel from fucking The Last of Us. And I say, okay, which markets have what now? You know, just not necessarily to buy anything because I'm really good, but some of my friends are not so great on because of due to time and just pandemics don't say, all right, it's 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, that's a great time to hit. You know, that'll be when everybody should be fine. And you know, pandemics don't do that. They're just assholes. So I just go out for my friends and I kind of look around and I say, okay, what's here? So I know like what kind of also it's sort of the level of, I guess,
Is that right?
how everybody's kind of feeling when I look at the markets. Like some people look at the stock market. I just look at regular markets. I'm like, okay, so we're good on green stuff, good on meat.
No. Did I get it wrong?
Yeah.
Empties. I with the Y. Yeah.
Take it out.
So close.
I'm thinking.
Take it off the screen. Let me fix it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that's just what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in
and I get it as far as
so I'm
everyone
used to
right now
everything
is you know slightly out of sorts. You know what I mean? I just got off of a 33-hour live stream with Jigs about 3 a.m. We were
yeah.
Wow.
So
I mean,
the end
I
of
think
it, and
we're
I was
all
like,
dealing with
holy
it in
shit.
our own way right now. So, and the cool thing is that this community is really supportive. We're all together, even though we're all isolated together.
Yeah.
So that, you know, that's another reason why I was like, this show right now is kind of more important than ever, because I know right now, you know, I know you guys are very limited on the ability to go. All cons are shut down. You know, you got your hands are essentially tied. You know, no one can conjugate. You can't show anybody your wares. And in the case of you, 36, you can't even have anyone come over to your place and do any work.
No.
So I mean, it's like it's just. That's why I wanted to go and say, hey, you know, as a community, is whatever we can do to support, even if it's nothing more than just hanging out and say, hey, I get it. You know, I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons why behind the show, you know, and everyone here, if you can, you know, go around, sub one another up, check each other work out, you know, do whatever you can do.
I find something you may
know,
like.
We're all in it together.
Yeah.
I just dropped a video today of commission I did.
I also want to mention, I'm not sure if anyone on the panel has kids or anybody watching has kids, but I got kids, and Man, all those local family restaurants that have been supporting the kids, with the Girl Scouts and the soccer teams and the softball teams, and go order some takeout. If you can afford it, go order some takeout. These people are hurting right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Al is my man. He needs the work, and I'm sure everybody in their local community has these little mom and pop little stores that have been, they've always been supportive, and then now they're really needing a little, if you can eat out once a week and get it to go get it from mom and pop shop down the road. And McDonald's doesn't need your business right now. Okay, McDonald's is fine. They got plenty of money. Okay. All of those major freaking chains, they can all survive this, no problems. But Big Al's down the corner and my little taqueria, they may not make it past this. So if you can support your local communities there.
I got wings last night,
and I'm hearing the same thing with certain shops. Comic shops are always just running on the lean. They're always just right on that edge. So if you already know what you need for next week or even the future, please contact your LCS. Especially again, you can see indie books behind me. I got some more in here. My point being is that, especially right now, indie people are really reliant on these books getting out. So if you can put them in your pull box, they're offering certain mailing services right now at certain shops. Certain people are offering drive up. Everyone's trying to make it. So if you if you can not necessarily go to ordering online as an exclusive option, you can still, contact your LCS, and they're going to be there to work with you, and we need to support them. It's the only way we can keep these others that are even you see below us working. And Christy too. If we can go ahead and make sure that they can order and pre-order these books for FOC, we can keep these people surviving. So.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Well, I guess I could talk to a few comic stores about that too. Other than stores and stuff, for me personally, I can throw up my friend Sam Johnson's Geek Girl comic, because he's still bringing it, but he feels kind of awkward and like promoting it because he's kind of feeling, everybody's hurting. I'm like, come on, man, you might as well.
Did I get it right this time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got it right.
Let me go put his link up. So
I got to take off, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I got the kids over here. We're home with the kids. So if you guys are still on in a while, maybe we'll pop back on. But peace, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, JB. And maybe I'll see you over at Rod's. Cool.
I definitely agree with, working in a restaurant industry. I'm out of work and I found out, the beginning of the week. And definitely everybody should go eat out as much as you can and help support these people, because everybody's hurting right now, especially artists.
Yeah.
And also, here's another thing too, is that a lot of places like Postmates and Grubhub, I know Postmates for certain because I've gotten emails for that. They will deliver like half off to like zero delivery. So check on those. So if you're wondering if it's going to hit your wallet sooner, don't let that happen. Like a lot of places will offer free delivery now. So, you might want to check up and take them up on it. So there you go. Right. And then they also even have, if you're worried about like interacting with a delivery driver because of this time, they actually have contactless delivery. So you just have to request it and they'll just drop it off at your doorstep.
Yeah. Yep.
I have a question, because I'm in indie comics and everything, but I'm wondering how you think this is going to affect like the comics industry at large, if you have any insight into that.
I don't know. Sometimes you want me to go first or you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Go, please.
Sometimes I think people, it'll be difficult, but I think sometimes people after a time, there will always be books. I think there will be always a demand for books because people like taking it and, reading it and shit like that and leafing through it. But there are times like people just don't have the room. So I think it might go digital. Now, I don't know if it's like we do have the means for Comixology, but I think they'll most likely go for Amazon. So it's kind of 50-50, but I think digital at least, I don't know how long this is going to be because it would take more time to ascertain. Yeah. But I think people would do more online stuff. Like now, like people are doing online cons kind of now, But I think you kind of have to approach like online cons anyway differently. It's kind of like you hawk it, but you can't hawk it like at a table. But if you kind of have talk stuff, it's sort of like, in a way, running a Kickstarter. Because I noticed when I was at the Twitch LA event, when I mentioned I was there, and even though if it wasn't people that were at Twitch LA that gave to my stuff, or even Twitch people, it just put it out there, and all these people gave me like up to $500 for the Kickstarter. So I think the fact that you're on here and you're presenting a show and you're talking about it or putting it on Instagram, hey, I'm doing stuff. There you go. That's just from me. This is what I can ascertain, but this is kind of a different thing that we're doing right now.
Totally.
I think what it's going to do is it's going to push the importance of the diversification of how Medium is coming across. I think more people will choose options of going digitally. It's been, in my opinion, that the industry, as far as an independent industry, has been gaining a good, strong foot ground. I think people are kind of over inundated and oversaturated with the stereotyped style stories that come out of the big two. You know what I mean? And I see stories that offer a further diversification and greater artist control and artist, how should I say, way that they can convey themselves. The platform tends to be on an independent platform, and I'm seeing it grow. So, unfortunately, being that independent platforms are always financially kind of not as stable, I guess, if we can put it, as the other ones. It's going to hurt a little, but I don't think it'll go away. I think, again, the importance of looking at certain digital media will now be looked upon as stressed a little bit more, but I don't believe that it'll take over still. I'm still a tangible person. But I'm old. But I like touching shit, like, you know, kind of like Chrissy says. It's nice to have that in your hand, and especially in a time like right now, you know, it's better for me. It's better to sit down with a book and hang out and read than it is to be on another digital medium, because I'm being saturated by that. Everyone's forced to watch their TV or computer screen, and it's a nice breakaway to just look at words on a piece of paper.
My opinion,
I definitely agree with that. Whenever I go and I buy comic, I buy the physical comic, and less inclined to buy digital. Although everybody else is modernized, I love old school.
My opinion on the subject, I think companies are going to take a look at what products they're putting out and really, you know, look hard at the writers, the artists, and really not just put out bullshit anymore. I think they're going to, you know, say, all right, well, this guy, his writing, he didn't sell that well. So let's, you know, put out the best product we can, because I think it is going to take a little bit of a dip, like especially the big two. I think it's gonna make them look into them inwards and, you know, change some strategies when it comes to writing and artwork and everything else, because, you know, they're like you said, they're over inundated with, you know, I think a lot of it has gotten repetitive, and, you know, the writing like is just not great all the time, and I feel like they just need to step their game up as far as, you know, the product that they put out there for people, because I think people are gonna, you know, maybe be like, well, I don't, you know, this is gonna be a long-term thing, and, you know, I don't know if people are just gonna put money out just because it is a Batman book or just because it is a, you know, X-Men book. If it's not good writing and good artwork, I just think they'll pass it up. And I think the companies really need to take a look in, you know, who they have writing for them, who they have drawing for them, and, you know, put the best product out there. You know, mediocrity will not be tolerated anymore, I don't think, when it comes to stuff like this, especially from those, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, smaller artists and smaller creators, you know, they're doing their own thing. They're creating their own wave and their own niche. But as far as the big two, I mean, you know, even Image, you know, they got to get their act together and really put out a good product, because I feel like their wallet is where it's going to hurt the most after this thing.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I hope you're right. But I know that at times like this, I work more in the movie industry. I'm at one of the studios in distribution, and I just know that sometimes, I mean, even as things have been going, they try to take less and less risk and just do put out the Batman kind of thing, because they're like, well, there's a fan base, so we're not going to do something more original. But I really think that there are probably opportunities in both comics and in movies and television right now for some kind of change, because this is like life earth shattering to both of those industries, you know. So there's going to be something where we're going to be able to emerge, maybe with the indie scene becoming more popular, because the crap is just not going to cut it anymore. That's what I really hope. I mean, I can see there being a major positive thing for art, but it's tough.
I think like
I said, I'm
sorry about that.
And to me, the same feeling that I'm getting right now is the feeling that I got in the late 80s, which is that's when you saw Malibu come in really big. Archie's was releasing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Adventures. You had Dark Horse, Valiant, Image, Defiant, all these companies coming in, you know, in the early 90s and then going on. Yeah, you know, the 90s had their burst and their bubble and all that, but that's not my point. My real point is you had 5 to 6 major companies coming in and having influence in the industry and changed it forever. Just like, you know, before Napster came in, you know, the way people bought music was we went into record stores, we flipped through stuff. They're gone. Regardless if Napster's still around or however, you know, I mean, that it just changed things forever. The same thing I'm seeing right now is after Image and all these other companies came in and some of them fell away, it changed the industry forever. And I'm seeing that happen again. You have Aftershock, you have AWA coming, just started last week with Upstart. Or Upshot, I mean. You have industries like IDW still around. You know, you have all these new independent or even independent books that have been around for a while that are gaining a little more momentum. Because when you look at passion, when you look at the things that are being done, they tend not to be done necessarily with the big two. You'll see stories or arcs and stuff that are really killer, but they're not what you see with these independent owned stuff. You know, like Kristen, you've been working on, you said your stuff for the past couple of years. Most writers in the Marvel don't get that luxury. You got 2 months to come up with a story that's going to last a year. Go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's how much of you can you really put into that? But you take someone that I'm plugging another person, let's say, Dylan Gilberson's Sweetheart right now. I know he was working on that for a while, and the elegance on how he tells a story isn't from someone that was pushed to put it out yesterday. It was done by someone that had the time and put their love of who they are into the book. And you don't necessarily get that other than with an independent title.
Yeah,
I agree.
More of that.
I think also like the allegory of Batman changing, like they have a like illustrative concepts in movies, obviously, but I think I noticed it doesn't change much from the comic. So if they change the canon in the comic, then it's more accepted on the screen. It's just kind of weird that way how they did it. So it's like, Stanibles also said, I love to have the book in my hands. I deal with migraines, and when you have to read everything on a screen, it messes with me even more. That's true too. You have people with certain conditions where it sort of messes with you. But yeah, I'm just thinking if it's a comic book character, they would prefer to change it in the comic, and then it'll be better. It will be accepted differently in movies, even though movies will have their own translation of it. But even then, like if a movie just changes it right way, like I think when Michael Bay did Transformers, I was like, well, okay, well, I like the fact that they got Peter Cullen. At least that got me to watch the first one. And they still made him into a truck, but in the canon version, he was a Mack truck. But I said, okay, Peterbilt, that's all right. And then it got me more angry later on, which I will say. But I will say that initially what got me to watch the first movie was Peter Cullen. It was like, all right, fine. We'll just go with it. because most of the voice actors are dead and fuck it, you know. I'm happy with that. Which is true. Like the guy who played Jazz, it's like Scatman Crothers, he's long dead. He's died, I think, in the early 2000s. Yeah.
I was like, seriously, my favorite character just gonna do like that? Get ripped in half across like it was nothing?
Yeah, and then there was also I think Peter Latta, he did the original voice of Starscream and Cobra Commander. He did the best bitch voice ever. And the thing is that I found out he died suddenly of a cerebral hemorrhage in '96. I'm like, son of a bitch. That was bad because it was like nobody can replicate that voice. Now people but Frank Welker was still alive.
From doing the voice.
Yeah, right. And then like Frank Welker, he did the voice of Megatron for the longest time, and then they got Hugo Weaving, which I don't think is bad, but I just think like, no, you got to have Frank Welker as Megatron. He had that certain voice. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be like these 80s kids that are like, oh, fuck you. But I just hated when they fucking bastardized G.I. Joe. I'm like, fuck you all. Bye. You know, when they made it into like Art Mecha and shit, I'm like, fuck y'all. I hate you. And my sister's like, why are you so mad? I was like, you don't understand.
They ruined my childhood.
Like, fuck y'all. It's kind of like that guy, you know, like those anger videos, like where they show the person, like it'll show a piece of cake and the reaction, and at first they cut the piece of cake like regular, and then they start fucking up the cake, and he's like
chopping it all up.
Yeah, they get all mad. So like they have one about this person, and like they're cutting a star, right? And so he's cutting a star, like, you know, like regular, and he's like, oh, this is great, and then all of a sudden it just cuts it all fucked up. He's like, fuck you. It's like, oh yeah, this is a fuck you. But yeah, so
hey, 36, you're saying that, you know, you're going a little stir crazy. Does that mean that you're branching out and you're looking to do some different stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, you know, trying to keep the creative mind flowing. You know, it's kind of hard to bottle it up because I do it every day, all day, you know, so it's kind of hard to keep the hands idle sometimes. So I've been just, you know, doodling on my iPad and, you know, whatever, a few commissions I had come in yesterday, and just trying to keep the mind going, you know.
You know,
real quick, they started this thing in my neighborhood, sidewalk art for people who take like walks around the neighborhood on the piece of sidewalk in front of your house to draw some stuff on the sidewalk. So it like tells like a story as they go around the neighborhood. And I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. So I might look into doing that. I mean, it's a little cold out today. I live in Jersey, so it was 80 yesterday and it was 50 today.
You know, what helps me is that, I mean, this is probably not the best evidence, is that I just really cease on trying to draw good. So I just kind of draw like an asshole. So like, I'm not trying to plug this as a cheap plug, but this is just an obvious thing. Like with Demon Bitch, I just purposely make it gross. Like just go fuck all convention. And it kind of just lets me draw better, actually. Like it's just, you should look at Johnny Ryan because he's awesome, but he draws the most disgusting shit. I introduced Rose to Johnny Ryan, like the artwork. He's really fucked up. You should look at that. And just once you look at his fucked up artwork, your mind will expand like probably Timothy Leary's did during LSD trips.
What I love about independent artwork is that there's less censorship compared to, you know, Marvel or DC, where you have to have a storyline, and, you know, Hollywood. So you're going to put out something that it's pure and it's raw. Nobody's going to change it. You don't have a boss to say that's wrong. I mean, there's some websites right now where you can't talk about what's going on, but I feel like that censorship is wrong because people have to know what's going on, and artists are the best reporters.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can't agree more. I mean,
sorry.
When you're just censoring someone, all you're saying is that you're only allowed to express yourself to a limited ability. That's really what it says. You know, I mean, and sit there as an artist and someone say, I'm going to tie your ability to express yourself. It's like, well, why am I even doing this?
All over that.
Yeah.
And this comes from a person, you know, I'm very limited in my writing, but I am more of a musical artist. you know, and I do some martial arts, but I mean, art is art to me. So I have an understanding of, no matter if you're cooking or whatever it is, if someone's telling you that you can only express yourself or do so, you know, to a certain extent, I couldn't imagine being pent up like that, you know.
True.
Oh, there's actually a really cool series online.
Which, yeah, you know,
sorry. I apologize. I think there must be a delay. I don't mean to interrupt you. There must be a delay, but there's also a really demented anime that's out. So like watch really demented shit. That way you'll like totally lose track. So one of them is called Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. And it's an anime, but it's kind of like in the style of Powerpuff Girls. But it's weird. It's an Japanese anime, but it's like Powerpuff Girls, but they'll occasionally switch to traditional anime or models. And it's just so weird. And they have the most fucked up storylines ever. Like they're basically two angels that are cast from heaven. Panty is a fucking slut. Like she'll just fuck any dude whatsoever like that. Because she wants to fuck as many dudes as possible. And then Garter Belt, she just basically eats sugar all the time. So she says she has big boobs because like all the fat goes there. Like I'm reading this from exactly the synopsis. And then what it is that they both need to get back into heaven by gathering these coins out of all these demons they kill. But they don't give a shit. They're like, well, I guess we have to do it, whatever. So panties turn into guns, and stockings turn into knives. And Garter Belt's like an old school pimp, like he's a pimp pastor. And he just yells at them because they're lazy as fuck and they don't want to do anything. So, but he's a preacher too. Oh yeah, it's like bad. But anyway, it's just watch that. That's a fucked up show.
What was it called again?
Panty and Stockings, and sometimes they'll have the title with Garter Belt.
I gotta look this up.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about half the time? I'm like, I don't know.
Panty and Stockings.
Like,
sounds interesting. I've been watching Aguasuko. I don't know if you know what that is.
Which one is that?
Well, even not. Here's Satsuko right here, but it's an anime, and it's about this a panda that is an accountant, and the way that deals with its reality is it always carries around a karaoke microphone. So when it just gets frustrated, it just goes in the bathroom or goes and rents out a karaoke room and sings death metal. And that's all
That's
me.
Hilarious.
It's
cool.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm totally getting the Powderpuff Girls vibe off of this.
Oh yeah. I'll put the first scene up so you guys can look at it because it's fucking some shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look it up.
Well, yeah, there's
sounds
split
fun as
styles like throughout the episode.
Yeah, it's like insane. Like the styles they picked up on Powerpuff Girls, and they went with traditional anime, and then they went with like just a like they actually have a 3D model of the monster that they kill, and you're like, what the fuck? And they actually blow it up and stuff. It's like really weird. And the storyline is like one of them. The first one is like it's a shit demon that they have to like battle. I'm like, wow, what the? I showed that to one of my friends. And he's like,
I definitely have to watch that.
well, I put it up in the general chat. Let me see how much I get banned now from here.
Or I do actually. I just highlighted it. That's awesome.
Sorry. Christian's just like, it looks like you're somewhat traumatized.
No, you couldn't traumatize me, girl.
So this is really the dead inside look like, okay.
Yep. This is just like, oh, this is normal.
Okay, cool. Because sometimes when people give me that look, I don't know if I just, huh?
Don't put any fish in the chat.
Right.
Oh shit. Well, hey. Well, we have this, you know.
Oh no.
Oh, I trigger everybody. I'm sorry.
I haven't chat. I think someone was trying to hit us up or hit me up. Oh yeah, okay, you threw that in there too. Well, hey, I think we hit our 1 hour moment. So what I'd like to do is recap, and I'll start down there at the bottom and work my way back around. So hey, 36.
Yes, sir. Right
now, you got anything going on that you would love to be able to tell the community, communicate?
Tell
them how to find you.
I am just looking to do commissions or any type of original artwork. Anybody wants to pay me for at this point, because as everybody knows, that we are in a pandemic state of emergency, and my tattoo shop is closed at the moment, and who knows for how long. So I'm just trying to make ends meet by doing regular artwork. I did this for somebody today.
Nice.
Little Absolute Carnage.
Cool.
I love Carnage shit. I'm such a symbiote slut.
And then I did this one for Southern Comic Geek. Little
nice.
Mandalorian Baby Yoda. So
cool.
At least Baby Yoda is not fucking useless. I will say that. He knows how to repel fire. I'm not no spoilers. He knows how to repel fire. Usually have the little baby things and it's stupid, but it's he actually can do shit, and oh wow, Yoda fucked his mom well.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to hit me up on Instagram, it's Tats by H, TATSBYH.
Hold on, let me write that down. Okay, so for 30
seconds. Put it in the chat. Let me do that.
Can you do that? I don't know if you can.
No, I can't.
Okay. Why don't you do this? Put it in the private chat, and then I'll put it in this chat, and I'll copy and paste it. Hang on.
So in that meantime, Kristen,
hey,
can you tell the community what you got going on, and how they can get a hold of you, and when new stuff will drop and all that?
Of course, yeah. So we just wrapped up the Kickstarter campaign, but now during a pandemic is a better time than ever to check out horror comics. You can here we go. Check this comic out for free at freehorrorcomic.com/empties. And that signs you up for my newsletter, so we can stay in touch and give tips about surviving. And basically, I do an open chat on my newsletter every week, so have questionnaires and stuff. And I'd love to get in contact, and it kind of helps me stay sane while being trapped inside, because I get to talk to so many people. But mostly, I'm very thankful. People like Rose, who helped me get the Kickstarter funded, and now I can continue with the small business that I have. So mostly that's it.
And any website?
Cool. They can find
the freehorrorcomic.com/empties will basically give you everything you need in terms of how to contact me.
Freehorrorcomic.com and the empties?
/empties, just empties. Yeah.
Empty.
Awesome. And Rose.
Starving artists turn into poor artists when they're stuck drinking their own wine. So after all this is blown over, go to your art shows, go to your local artists. Even now, it's more important to buy from artists. I didn't pull out of the Kickstarter for Kirsten because I believe, I promised her that I would buy a book, and I did. I also bought, a bone pen from another artist. And, if any artists out there want me to share their links on my Facebook page, which is The Artist Rose on Facebook or Instagram, hit me up and I'll share it.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this down.
Awesome. Thanks, Rose.
You're welcome.
Keep posting all those group creations. I'm digging it. They look awesome. I've been showing it to some friends of mine, so they've been checking it out.
Oh fuck! I gotta make those fat cookies now.
And Christy.
Well, okay. So Horror Tour.
One, I want to say I appreciate you being here as always.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry. No, thank you. I appreciate it too. I guess www.horrortourstudios.com. It's right there on the screen. I will write it here. I've also been simultaneously typing everybody's info as well. God damn it. Hold on.
I just think
but yeah, if basically I'm taking studios.com. Okay. So I got my books. I got the books in. I got the stickers in. So where the fuck are the stickers? They're somewhere here. My cat's resting on stuff. But yeah, so I got the stickers. I'm even getting the prints done. Mary's going to take a while to sign these. because she is stuck in Long Beach. But yeah, I even have $3 equals jealousy right here. That's a sticker. That all the prices on there. I'm on my shop. If you want any commissions, contact me personally. I can do that. If you're having issues, I do digital, so I'll get that to you and email it, so there's no risk of human infection. So you're good. But I have those books right here available. So I do charge a little extra for shipping and handling when I sign them, but I've got over 150 books here, and I'll have plenty more. I already have a plenty like left over after the Kickstarter fulfillment, and I should be able to get those out to you as soon as possible, just because the post office might be scary. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And community, I appreciate you hanging out with us and panel. You know, I am very grateful that you're here. I want you to stay healthy. I want you to stay safe. I'm hoping the best to you guys as far as monetary means, and you know, I'm hoping we all have homes and stuff like that after this, and businesses, 36 and so forth, and I'm sure when everything is said and done, I think we're all going to be a lot better for this one way or another.
I think so.
Yeah,
too.
everyone.
Yeah.
You know, remember, contact your local businesses. We're all here in this together. Contact the LCSs. They're the ones that are going to be able to gather and get all the stuff that you require as far as your comics and art that you need. And me at 1-2 Comic Talk, we're out. Panel, stay with me.
Okay.